it's time to meet the players, both from England. Firstly, would you please welcome the young talents of Hollywood, Chris Dobey!
When I'm on stage, yo, you ask for more. I'm on the edge, I know the ledge. I work real hard to collect my cash. Tick, 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 take the time. When I'm going for mine. Open your ears and you will hear it. I tell you this, cause there's no limit. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, there's no limit. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, there's no limit.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the former champion of the world, the Bullet, Stephen Bunting! Referee, would you please welcome the stupendous Paul Hughes?
We have our first quarter-final set up at the Czech Darts Open. It will see the number 8 seed Mensur Suljovic taking on the Needle Keegan Brown for a spot in the semis. We now turn our attention to the next quarter of the draw in the same half. We have just one seeded player in this section of the draw. That is Daryl Gurney. He faces Jermaine Watamina up next. But before that, it is a former world champion, the Bullet Stephen Bunting, up against Chris Dobey. Both of them have beaten seeded opposition to reach this stage. But can they go on and make the final session of action? For Bunting to do that, he has to do something he has never done before. He's not even got close to doing it before. And that is beat Chris Dobey. Surprisingly, Bunting has a worse record against Chris Dobey than pretty much anybody in professional darts. Does he put that right? He's been playing well enough this weekend, but Chris Dobey is on the crest of a wave. Paul Nicholson's in the commentary box for this one. It is the Bullet and Hollywood for a spot in the last 8.
A very intriguing stat, that, Dan. The fact that Stephen's never beat Chris.
First leg, it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
But you're right, he is riding the crest of a wave at the minute after making the final in Denmark. And he's playing with freedom. Isn't worrying about Blackpool, isn't worrying about Dublin, he's worrying about very little. Just getting up there in a relaxed fashion, doing his thing. Let's hope that's not a sign for Bunting. Getting a fallout or a bounce out on his first visit. But if anybody has handled the heat really well this week, it's Chris Dobey for me. He has embraced the fact, right, it's going to be hot, I've just got to deal with it.
Well, he's only dropped 5 legs so far, Chris Dobey. 6-2 win over Sebastian Steyer of Poland, making his Euro Tour debut. 94 average there, and he raised it to 97 to see off Joe Cullen's 6-3. Similar sort of numbers from Bunting. He dropped an extra leg in each of his games against Robert Thornton and then the number 5 seed Peter Wright, but same sort of averages, 95 or 6 and then 97 or 8.
Yeah, with Thornton he was 5-0 up, wasn't he, and thinking it was going to be 6-0, but Thornton came back at him and Stephen was man enough to just get it done before it got a bit squeaky.
I'll tell you what, that bounce out's really hurt Bunting, because even an extra 20 points here would leave him a 2-dart checkout. He's going to have to use all 3, or he will use all 3. Decides double 16 is the target for him.
72. British requires 74.
I know people in the world who would have gone 54 bull there.
Yeah, bold move.
Very bold. Double 16 for Dobey. Plenty of room underneath.
58. Stephen, you require 32.
Some way off.
How much of that can you see? If in doubt, split it and go for an open target.
16.
Missed
Christian
doubles at the
requires
start of this
16.
one. 2 eights.
Oh.
Now, get your magic wand out
No score.
and see
Stephen,
just
you
how
require
much he had to
16.
negate there to find that target. It was almost impossible.
He's shot on the first leg.
Well, he
Stephen
wasn't finding it
Bunting.
easy, but Stephen
Second,
Bunting
Stephen to throw first.
does break
Game
the
on.
throw in the opening leg, and already he's done better than some of his meetings with Chris Dobey. I'll just rattle off the results. 4 times they've played, 4 times Dobey has won. Their first meeting back in 2016, that was 6-3, but since then 6-1, 6-0, 6-2. It's not just that Dobey has had the beating of the Bullet, he has given him hiding. Oh, the horse! On a quick trot to the board to retrieve his darts.
Well, if you don't know what Dan's on about,
40.
in soft tip darts on the electronic boards, you get a treble 20, a treble 19 and a treble 18. It's called the white horse, or the horse, some people call it the horse. And you get a lovely sound effect when it happens as well.
Ah, I love stuff tip. Oh, just tell us what the targets were again. So it's, what's the first one?
Treble 20, treble 19, treble 18.
There you see, that's what happens. That's what soft tip's like. It's great.
And Stephen knows all about soft tip. He won the world stage in La Rochelle a few seasons ago, which was recently staged in
98.
France and won by someone who I really want to play on the Euro Tour. Boris Kirchmer.
Bigger Boris.
Please come home, Boris.
Yeah, that'd be great to have him.
Christian require 132.
They'll be looking at a 1-3-2 here to break straight back. That looks awkward if he gets the 57. He doesn't anyway.
104.
So the Bullet is probably
Stephen
looking at the
require
bullseye
82.
himself first start.
Not far away. That 17 was right in the middle.
42. Christian require 28.
Now, he can't afford to keep missing doubles, because it may become infectious.
Oh no. No.
Score. Stephen require 40.
You can't afford to keep missing him. You can't afford to miss inside on 14s and 7s with your first 2 darts.
He's shot on the second
Stephen
leg.
Bunting finds
Stephen
himself
Bunting
2-0 up, but this game really could be any score for the first 2 legs.
What you do tend to find, Dan, is that when you have a bogey player, like, you'd probably say that Stephen's bogey player is
121.
Chris Dobey. When you finally get a win, it's usually by such a big margin. You think, well, how have I not done this before? I remember one of my proudest records was against John Parr. I beat him something like 7 or 8 times in a row. But then there was just one game, and he smashed me. And I thought, I had that coming.
42.
Professor Part has taken many a dart player to school over the years. But here comes Bunting. The Bullet with 5 perfect darts. Make that 6. We have already seen 1 perfect leg here this weekend. That was produced by the Grand Slam champ Gerwyn Price.
140. Stephen require
Can the Bullet
141.
match that feat?
He can't. It's still a brilliant leg.
83.
He's put himself in a very similar position to the Thornton game on Friday.
Well, the scoring has been good. It's only the finishing that has let Stephen down so far. He put it right.
38. Christian require
I know how much
98.
Stephen likes double 10. It's on the right side of the board. He'd be livid with that effort. What does he want to do here? He's going the treble 18. He's not going to go the double-double. What a shot. Double 12.
86.
Another miss at double.
Stephen require 20.
Getting fewer and fewer chances as legs go by. And he should not get any more, because that was a beautiful marker from Stephen.
Stephen Bunting.
Well, it's a 14-darter, it's another break of throw, and Stephen Bunting is absolutely bossing this. If he holds throw here, he's done better than he's ever done against Chris Dobey in any match before. But more importantly for the Bullet, it puts him right in the hunt for his first title for a few years. The last time we saw Stephen win a PDC title, you're going back to 2016 in Barnsley.
Is that really 3 years ago?
Yeah. He's won a couple of PDC titles, beaten MBG in a final, one of them. We know he's got the game.
Remember when he won the first one? It felt like he just walked through the door and said, "I'll have a title, please."
Well, it's exactly what he did. Glenn Durrant did the same thing. Chizzy did the same when he moved over from the BDO.
Yeah, there's no substitute for talent and confidence. And believing that you are the best in the room no matter where you go.
57.
I remember when Chris came through Q School, and if my memory serves me right, I think it was Andy Jenkins who denied him winning a day at Q School.
164.
Well, he's gone from strength to strength in the last few seasons. But Stephen, yet again, is in the driving seat. He's doing a great job again on the approach.
81.
I'm not so sure why he didn't stay on the treble 18 there. It was primed to be hit again.
60. Stephen require 83.
Signs of a little exasperation from Hollywood. And there'll be even more. Stephen hits double 16. Well, now it's a good split for 12s.
59.
Well, Stephen Bunting is needing 4 or 5 darts at every double. He's getting those opportunities because Dobey either isn't there to take advantage or he's missing. He's 0 for 8 on his doubles, Chris Dobey. Bunting has missed 9, but the thing is he's hit 3.
Double 6.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Stephen Bunting.
It's not an exaggeration. You look at Bunting stats here, a couple of 180s, 5-ton 40s. The scoring has been such. There you see, the first 9 average is fabulous. If Stephen Bunting was not finishing this poorly, if he was finishing anything like sort of 50%, we'd be looking at a very, very big average, one of the highest we've seen this weekend. Not as high as Glenn Durrant's 110, but it'd be high.
Yeah, but with that first 9, he's looking to leave something in the region of 140 after 9 every leg, which is going to trouble most players right now.
129.
We have no Dave Chisnell this weekend, of course. He has decided to go somewhere hotter.
Where? The sun?
He decided to take some time out with the family, and he will be back for the World Match Play, and he will be a threat. It's almost like a home game for Chizzy. Not too far for Stephen either. Bullseye maybe for this. And he's setting it up, and he's missed a big number.
88.
No big dramas. But for me, it seems like the first leg where Chris has had a little bit of breathing space, and maybe he can just take a few extra seconds and figure out what's been going wrong on the doubles.
Well, maybe. And that hurts him.
79.
Not a great deal of pressure. But Dobey has been missing the outer ring. Finally gets a leg on the board.
I love the way that Chris Dobey handles situations in game, because there are other players who have had this kind of performance with a lot of missed doubles would be sulking and gesticulating. But Chris, what does he do? He just flicks his eyebrows up and says, "Que sera, sera."
Yeah, he does just get on with it, Dobey. And I'm sure that's a help to him. You see Bunting, a real poor leg, has seen his average tumble.
I've noticed something with Stephen as well over the course of the last couple of days, is that sometimes when he gets the timing wrong on the dart, there's almost like a hooking action of the arm. Instead of it going forward, it comes to the left. And that's happened a few times in this match.
96.
But it hasn't hindered him. Can Chris Dobey come back at Bunting in similar fashion to what Thornton did on Friday and maybe get closer than Robert did?
Well, at the moment, he's in the ascendancy, Dobey.
140.
There was evidence of that third dart again. And maybe he's just on the walk a little bit. But Chris Dobey, if he gets double 16, he'll be on the warpath.
Game shot on the sixth leg. Chris Dobey.
Well, they've been struggling for doubles all game.
Game on.
I don't recognise that guy. Has he got a mask on?
I believe that was, if you hadn't noticed, Rapid Ricky Evans. Not the same management team as Stephen Bunting. I think they're rooming together.
God, imagine those two in a hotel room together.
Well, I mean, I imagine their manager just given them some crayons and a couple of colouring books and
60.
left them to it.
Well, there he is.
Kettering's most eligible bachelor, Rapid Ricky Evans.
85.
I wonder what the families are doing at home. The Dobey household and the Bunting household.
60.
There's Jim Walker. What a legend he is. Former player on the tour. He's played on the European Tour as well. The ever youthful, he's evergreen as Jim Walker. A fabulous individual.
126.
See, the players who aren't on the tour at the minute, they don't just come to Euro Tours to play. They come for the atmosphere. They come to support their friends. It's fabulous to see that. Handy guy to have around if someone left the kettle on or someone left the cooker on.
Oh, I'll tell you what, yeah.
85.
Jim Walker, professional fireman, might be needed because come the end of this game, this tournament, there'll be somebody who's been up on that stage playing 4 games, potentially long ones. They might need the hose on them.
60 needed to leave tops. Gets there. Now, Dobey, if he can get this, will continue the charge. Big shot. He knows it. Stephen knows it. Bent the wire.
Stephen, you require 40.
Still no guarantee this goes the way that Bunting has been going at doubles. That looks a help. That looks a help.
20. Chris, you require
He called it
40.
down. Dobey gets another poke. This game is changing.
Game shot on the seventh leg.
Well, Ted
Chris
Everts
Dobey.
might well
Looks like he's seen
have
the
buried
first.
Mensur Suljovic
Game on.
earlier on if he'd taken all his chances, or at least a few more of his chances. Stephen Bunting might well have had this game won if he'd taken his.
57.
But as things stand, Chris Dobey will fancy his chances. That's 3 legs on the spin.
100.
And at what point does Stephen Bunting, who is 4-0 up on a guy he never beaten and never even got close to beating before, at what point does he start going from thinking, I've got this game, I look forward to the quarter-final, to it's happening again.
140.
It's this flipping guy.
I was wanted to ask you as well, Dan. Does Stephen throw an odd
97.
flight?
I don't... Oh.
There are
wasn't
guys who
aware.
throw 3 different colours, like Darius Labanauskas used to. See, that one there, oh, so there must be the ones with...
96.
I think it's just a different... Yeah, you're probably just getting a different view of it, aren't you?
Yeah,
I think it's not the same pattern on every face of the...
fancy.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. Trying to remember...
81.
I think it's Kirk Bevins, actually, the PDC referee who uses Bunting flights. Swears they're the best in the game. Oh, no, well, there we go. That's a different one. That first one he threw. Yeah, so
38.
evidently, maybe Bevins has stolen all of Bunting's actual flights and he's using a fallback. I'm not sure if he's changed that mid-game.
140.
I don't know if I could sleep at night if I had something odd. I've got a little bit of OCD when it comes to things like that.
That's, yeah.
Everything's got to be the same.
How did he manage playing with Whitlock at the World Cup? I mean, he's got different stems and all sorts.
Don't get me started. Now, Chris pressurised the 83. Stephen needs a treble. He gets one. What a dart that is.
100.
Now Dobey
Christopher, 83.
to equalise. Double 9.
74.
It was aggressive.
Stephen requires 70.
If Dobey wins this leg, he becomes the favourite once again. And Stephen
54.
Bunting, it has not improved at any point in this game. It is taking him so long to hit doubles.
Little reset before that dart. That one's a bit more emotion. I've seen a bit of emotion from Hollywood. Oh, I like to see that. There was a bit of that in Denmark when he got over the line in the semis.
Yeah, he did show us a bit against Gerwyn Price in a pretty loud game. But you don't see it much from Chris Dobey.
100.
I remember a game he played at the World Championships against Vincent van der Voort, who consequently has secured his place at the World Match Play for the first time in 3 years this afternoon.
81.
So many congratulations to Big Vin. But Chris showed in a game with Vincent at the Worlds that he's got some passion.
58.
He's got some volume in those lungs. Do we see some interesting headwear?
Yeah.
At the Euro Tour.
80.
Second time that Stevens had a dart collide with dart 1 and fall on the floor.
Well, first 4 legs of this, Stephen Bunting's averaging 100, despite taking forever to hit doubles.
134.
And all over Chris Dobey like a rash.
There's nothing worse than the feeling that how do I beat this guy? How do I beat this guy?
120.
Well, what do? You must have had it as a player, Paul.
I had it very recently.
Well, yeah. But you must have had it where you've started a game brilliantly and you're completely in control, and then it's just gone and you can't get it back. And you must be, is it panic? What are you doing? You're trying to find a way to get back the stuff you were throwing earlier in the game, and it's just not there.
Well, the adrenaline levels are different, and you're just trying to breathe and try and maintain some composure. But at the minute, it's out of Stevens' hands.
37.
Back in his hands now, but he does need 3-dart kill.
He's not managed to take out a single combination finish in this match yet. Oh my, it's come from nowhere! A bolt from the blue, from the bullet, and he might just nick this.
Well, he got on full-on Mr. Miyagi at the board there. He gave it the full Karate Kid bow. That one's going to hurt Dobey.
40 was his highest checkout before that point.
86.
He's just tripled it in that visit.
Oh, just to answer your question, what do you do to stem the tide? Well, take out a Shanghai 20.
96.
Stops the rot of 4 consecutive legs. But most importantly, it puts him within 1. And back in his own hands.
Well, he's still got to get over the line, and that is no guarantee because Chris Dobey has been the better player for the last 4 or 5 legs.
59.
I also think that if you were to look at the action of that tops, he put everything into that. It was not a smooth dart. It had a bit of snatch to it, it had a bit of shoulder. But it's not about how it gets there, it's about where it ends up.
Yeah. Well, you take those ones that you shank into the double.
100.
I mean, that's a pretty ropey looking ton, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying about that reaction on, especially dart 3 it seems to be, where the action seems to break down a little bit and it's a bit more raw. Dart 1 is usually fine, nice and forward with the follow through. Dart 2, forward. Dart 3, that's fine on that occasion, but sometimes he just seems to follow through to his left.
Dobey is going to leave himself a finish. Stephen Bunting does not know he gets 6 darts from here. He will hope he does, but even 6 from here might not be enough. We're going to cannon in off those 2.
60.
See what he was trying,
146.
and he's going to have to produce potentially back-to-back checkouts of around about that 100 mark.
67 left.
96.
Puts himself in
Stephen
position to
Urbano,
choose a
96.
double. But Stephen has put himself in position to win the match if he can find the requisite treble and double combo.
Could still do it. 51. Oh, so far away.
26. Christian Bar 50.
So far away in those ones. And Stephen Bunting is hoping. But it's in vain, because Chris Dobey will throw for the match in a last leg decider. 4-0 up the Bullet.
And one thing that this game is going to be doing to both players is sapping their energy. It's not as hot as it was yesterday
100.
yet. But the thing is, if you want to get through, you desperately want to win, but you want to win by a big margin, so you're not up there as long. These guys have been up there for maximum time.
140.
Well, there you see, 112 darter from Chris Dobey. The best we've seen other than that was a 14 darter. Everything else has been 15 darts or more.
55.
It has not been amazing. I mean, to be fair, a number of those legs could have been done in 4-5 visits, were it not for the amount of missed doubles. Stephen Bunting's missed 17. Chris Dobey has missed 14 darts of double.
Well, by virtue of that last dart treble, Stephen has kept the advantage.
96.
You could easily see both men getting match darts here.
Well, effectively, Stephen has the darts. He's definitely got them now. Yeah, he pushed that one in. Big advantage for Bunting.
Classy, classy stuff from the former world champion.
80.
Oh my word, well, that'll do.
96.
So, 96 again. We were here a moment ago, Stephen. It didn't go well. Is it double-double?
Sensible. I think if you missed the board there, you may be snookering yourself. But it's all down to Dobey. He's not going to hook in the big fish. And Stephen, who previously in this match has missed 3 clean at tops, needs to rectify that right now.
He's never beaten Chris Dobey. And he still has not beaten Chris Dobey. 3 match darts have gone begging. 1 treble for Hollywood will get him a go at the bull.
Left side, gets it. World-class dart. And that wasn't in the bull, that was in the 20.
Stephen, you require 10.
I suppose if he's going to miss, that's actually not a bad miss, because he's still got choices. But you can see the lighter side of things.
Well, whatever happens, Chris Dobey is going to the match play for the first time in his career.
I think he's doing the right thing here, because they were 2 poor darts. Even though he hit the single one, it wasn't a good one. He's going to treat this as the first dart again. Take a breath. Recalibrate. Double 2. Very well done from Bunting. He needed experience to get over the line, and he's done it. He's beaten Dobey finally.
Finally, at the 5th attempt, Bunting breaks his duck against Hollywood. It matters not for Chris, he will be going to Blackpool. That was the big target for him. Bunting was already there, and maybe he could go there with a title.
The youth of today, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to Hollywood's Chris Dobey. Well, our winner, Stephen Bunting, is through to the quarter-final stages. We'll grab a quick couple of words with him. Chris Dobey, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen, I'd like to say that you were very cool, calm and collective there. It's a sort of a mixture of words in a situation like this, but taking that little pause before you hit the final double was a very, very sensible thing to do.
Well, you either take the pause and miss or hit it, and just thankfully it went in the end. Chris is a fantastic player. I felt like I started the match really well. I felt quite cool, and when I got so far ahead, I started getting really warm, and it started affecting me, and he could have won that.
He could have done, but he didn't, and you will now be in our quarter-final stages, and you don't have to wait very long. Our very next match will determine who you play. Quarter-finals, that's a good achievement in this brand-new competition.
Definitely, yeah. It's lovely to be in Czech. The crowd's fantastic, and hopefully they keep on supporting me tonight. I love playing on the European Tour. It's always a special occasion for me, and hopefully I can keep qualifying for these events and performing in front of these wonderful crowds.
Well, thank you very much, and that's very nice words. Ladies and gentlemen, he is in the quarter-final stages, the Bullet, Stephen Bunting.